I want to talk about a very simple idea that's really comes from a lot of science and how we think and how we process information. And it has to do with awareness. And whenever people think of awareness, they start thinking that we're going to get into this whole deep discussion and get into mindfulness and all that. Well, awareness is part of those conversations. What I want to talk about is how until you become aware of something, then there's no problem, right? If there's something that you're doing that causes a problem, but you're not aware of it, then to you, there's no problem. It's only when we become aware, and it's only when we become aware that we begin to decide if we want to change or not. Do we like who we are based on that reaction or not? But awareness is such a good, for me, it's my friend, because now whenever something happens and I react to it in a good way, I'm happy, I'm excited, or I'm thinking about something and I'm planning for the future, I don't go into this whole design and anticipating the future. I stop and ask myself, now that I'm aware that there's something I want to achieve, that I have a particular goal, that awareness now makes me be more prepared to start working on it, to create a plan to execute this idea that I had. And awareness comes from becoming conscious to how we think and how we respond to the world around us. That's why I also say that we have more control over our lives than we have ever been taught. And what I mean by that is that we can't control what happens outside of our world. All the people around us and the crazy things they do and whatever it is that's happening outside of me physically, my body, I can't control any of that. But what I can control is how I respond to those things. But that only happens when I become aware that I have that power, that within me lie the answers to what it is I want for my life. Do we need sometimes people to help us see it? Of course. If not, there wouldn't be any psychologists and there wouldn't be those of us that are coaches and things like that. Because so many times there's a blind spot, right? It's something that is happening, a way of behavior that we're exhibiting and we don't notice it, or something we do all of the time that's such a habit, and yet it can be causing something that's not good for us. If you think about what you eat, what you put in your body, and how it affects you long-term, possibly. And yet, sometimes we do those things unconsciously. So it's about becoming more aware, more conscious of how we think, how we live, and how we react. So how do we do that? We begin by being in the moment when it comes to our lives. In other words, right now, in this moment, I'm recording this video as part of my podcast. And I'm sharing this idea of awareness and being conscious of who we are and how we respond to the world around us. So right now in this moment, this is all I need to be focused on. I don't need to be thinking about other things that are coming up, things that they may be happening around me. I'm present to what is happening right here and right now. And if you practice that more often, when you get upset or you're in joy and you're happy, you're really enjoying that moment because you're taking it all in. You're focused on how you're feeling. How does your body respond? How do people respond around you when you are in this amazing state of gratitude or something has happened that really makes you excited about life? And then when something causes you sadness, be present to right here, right now in your body. What is causing that sadness? How is it impacting your body? Where are you feeling it the most? All these things will take you to a place where you will know yourself better than you ever have. And what does it do? It begins to help you realize the power that you possess within yourself to take control of your life. And so awareness is precisely that. I am aware of how I think. I'm aware of how my body is feeling. Sometimes I wake up and I have a pain somewhere in my body, and I think to myself, I take a moment to understand what that pain is. Where is it coming from? Did I do something that caused it to happen? How can I take care of it? Instead, most of the time, we get up out of bed, we may have a little ache and pain somewhere, or we hit an arm somewhere, and we just, this hurts. And then we move on and we go throughout our day. And how many times, maybe a day later, 2 days later, you still have pain in that arm, and you think to yourself, why does my arm hurt? What did I do? Because you didn't stop in the moment when it happened to become aware of it. And when we become aware of our situations, then we can take control over how we fix it. If we hurt our arm, what do we need to do to take care of it immediately so that this problem doesn't linger? If we're not feeling well, are we moving forward just going through our lives all day, not taking care of ourselves, not drinking enough water, not taking a moment to meditate or to rest or just be still for a little while because we're not feeling fully like ourselves? Or are we just pushing through and keep going? I want you to think about getting to know yourself to such a level that you know who you are. You really do. And if I could take what's in my head and what I've learned about it and kind of transfer it to you automatically, you would understand how powerful it really is. But I'm hoping that some of these things I'm saying will resonate or will at least cause you to pause when you're going throughout your day. Enjoy the outdoors. Sometimes I see these beautiful rainbows, or I see an eagle, an American bald eagle, fly overhead when I'm on the road, or I spot an amazing sunset or sunrise, whatever it may be. And I think to myself, I wonder how many people right now are in their cars in this area and they haven't even noticed this most amazing, beautiful event that is taking place in this moment in time. We're living in this rush. We're just running and running, and we're not stopping to live. And this is what I'm trying to help you to really take in, that life is about so many amazing moments. It's a series of amazing experiences, and it can be terrible experiences too, but they make us who we are. They help us to learn. We want to do something differently next time. Or it teaches us how we react and how we deal with pain and suffering. Crisis is always going to happen. We're going to lose loved ones. Life is going to change. Our health can change. Things can change in an instant, but they can change for the good also. Something amazing can happen in your business. One phone call, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a business owner, one phone call can change your life. Even if it's for a moment, it changes your life. You get a new contract, you get excited, you celebrate it, and it does something amazing for you and your business. And maybe that turns into something amazing for you and your family. Or it changes how you plan to live your life. Be aware of who you are and what your life is full of, all the experiences. When you eat, do you stop and taste your food? Do you take the time to really enjoy the flavors of the food you are eating? Or are you just shoving food down your face, and you're eating it quickly and you're in a hurry because you have to get back to something else? Do you sit down as a family and have dinner? Do you schedule some time every now and then to have lunch with a friend and really enjoy it? No work conversations, just enjoying who you are, your friendship, enjoying a meal together and enjoying that meal. Or are you paying attention to your cell phone? We wear watches now, right? I have an Apple Watch on, and it's been dinging a little bit while I'm here doing this. That's a distraction. Normally, when I have something that I think is going to distract me, I remove it. I wouldn't have it on. Honestly, I forgot, and it's there and it's dinging. But guess what I'm doing? I am focused right here and right now. So let it ding. It's not going to disrupt me. I wanted to mention it to point to the fact that these are the little things that distract us. Stop and think about a time when you were in love with someone. You met someone new, maybe the person you're with now, and that moment was just like magic. And when you're with that person, the rest of the world just disappears. You could be in the middle of a really noisy place. It could be an airport, and you're having a conversation with this person, and the whole world around you has disappeared. It's just as if it's just the two of you. I want you to reflect on that and do that with every conversation that you have. For coaches, it's called global listening. And it doesn't mean that you're listening to everything going on around the globe. It means that it is a type of listening where we're listening with all our senses, with our entire being. It's in that sense when we talk about global listening. But it's amazing when you begin to notice someone. It's why when you say hello to someone, or you acknowledge a person, or they realize that you're really listening to the conversation because you're responding in a way that they know you're listening, they feel amazing. You can see that they just genuinely are in a different state of mind because they recognize and realize that you're really listening to them. Most of the time we listen to respond. And it's sad because we don't focus on what someone is really saying. Many of you may have tuned me out already. And that's okay. There's no right or wrong. It's you and who you are. But I encourage you to be more present to your entire life, to the experiences that are here and now, in the moment, and live your life for each moment, not always trying to live your life for what's going to happen in an hour or tomorrow, or you have to be somewhere in 15 minutes. Spend time here and now, and I assure you that it will do amazing things for yourself. And even when there are tough things that we're dealing with and we're angry, if you're at least present to what is it that's happening, what is causing it, and then really finding a way to calm down and reflect, I would hazard to guess that most of the time you'll realize that it's not as deep as you imagined it. And here's the other thing. I've lost many of my loved ones. I actually have buried everyone in my family, in the family that I was born. I have my own wonderful, beautiful family. But the family I was born in, I have buried them all. I buried my brothers before my parents. However, I have learned that was, for each of them, that was their journey. As painful as it has been for me to lose my loved ones, and as painful as it is when I sit and reflect and I wonder what my life would have been like had I had my brothers around longer. But I've learned to go back and say, no, I need to remember who they were when they were alive, the moments that we shared, the amazing experiences. And then when I think and I grow sad about the moments that I lost them and how they passed, I stop and also reflect on the fact that there were consequences, there were things that they did that brought them to where they were in that journey. And it was their time. It was really their time to go. And it changes how I live those experiences. It doesn't make it less painful. It doesn't mean that I don't miss them and that it doesn't hurt sometimes when I think about them. But I refocus my mind on celebrating the life instead of their passing. And I know that each of us has a time here, and so let's enjoy it. Let's live it. Let's taste life. Let's really, really be present to everything that it is. So thank you for listening. I hope you'll come back and listen to this podcast every week, and that you take something away for yourself. Even if you only listened to a few minutes, I do hope that you will have taken something. So thanks again, and always come back and check us out. And wherever you find this podcast, I'd love for you to leave a comment. Let me know what else you want me to talk about, what you liked, what you didn't like, what you took from it, whatever it may be. I love to get some comments from you. And I'm always looking to talk about the things that you want me to talk about, especially because I'm a financial coach, I'm a business development coach, and I try to help people improve their relationship with money. So all things in life impact our finances, and our finances impact everything. So come back, check us out. And again, please leave us some comments. And when I say us, it's for me and my team and those of us that make all this possible, so that we can share tips and ideas with you and things that we hope will help make your life better. Thank you for listening.